and welcome to another episode of the Codo's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Codo. We got a lot to talk about today. We are near the end of March, which that means it's time for March Madness. It's gonna be a crazy week of basketball, crazy couple of weeks. And you know what that means, people? It's time to fill out our brackets. We got Ian with us on the show as always. Ian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Had an awful weekend watching my Boilermakers get taken down by Wisconsin. So yeah, just happy to see that Illinois beat them.
It's okay. It's okay. Nebraska choked their semifinal game away, but thankfully those teams are in the NCAA tournament, and they rightfully deserve to be because they both had great seasons. And really, this is going to be a great tournament so far.
Yeah, I really think I love all the schools that are in here.
Exactly, Willian. As always, when it comes to the tournament, it's time to start filling out our brackets. So we're going to fill this sucker out as we go. Let's be really in. We've watched this tournament long enough to know that nothing is for sure.
Yeah, we know that, especially after last year.
Exactly. With I'm sorry to keep bringing up bad memories, but Farley Dickinson being only the second 16 seeded team to upset a one seed.
Yeah, ain't that some shit?
Yep. Now the biggest now we saw what happened the last time that happened with Virginia. They made it all the way to the national championship and won it all. Can Purdue do that same? Find out as this tournament goes.
Yeah, we shall see.
Exactly. And, speak of Purdue, they added in Lance Jones this year because last year they relied too much on Zach Edey. The year before, I thought y'all had a squad with Edey and Jaden Ivey. This year, Lance Jones has been on fire for you guys.
Yeah, he has been killing it.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Ian, let's get our brackets all filled out and stuff. We'll start with the East region. The first matchup in the East region, defending national champions UConn taking on Stetson. That's pretty much a no-brainer pick, UConn.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
And
Sorry,
they're
Stetson.
it's all good. The 8-9 matchup, and these always put on good contest. Florida Atlantic versus Northwestern. Florida Atlantic made it to the Final Four last year, but they have a tough draw against Northwestern, who usually plays good in the tournament and stuff. This is the second. This is the first time in school history where they made it back in back-to-back years. Northwestern is well battle tested from the Big Ten. I'm going to take the Wildcats to beat Florida Atlantic.
Yep, same here. I think they are going to put on a show against FAU.
Yep. The next one, the 5-12 matchups. These are the matchups where you got to really think hard about these. But this one, I am taking the 5-seeded San Diego State.
Yeah, I mean they went far last year, so why
Yep.
not?
Runner up last year. Basically the teams, UConn, Florida Atlantic, and San Diego State. Those were teams that, UConn, I wasn't surprised. The others, I was like, where'd these teams come from?
Yeah,
Next up, Auburn and Yale. I'm going with my first upset, Ian. Ivy League schools do well in this tournament. You saw with Princeton last year. Yale's been the situation before. Give me Yale.
all right. Well, that's our first disagreement. I am gonna have to go with Auburn.
That's no problem, buddy. Not everybody's got their own picks in the tournaments, but consider what we've seen with Ivy League schools and the success Yale has had in these tournaments. I'm picking Yale.
All right.
The 6-11 matchup, BYU, first year in the Big 12, going up against Duquesne, who won the Atlantic 10 yesterday. I am taking BYU for this one.
Same here.
Yep. Next up, Big Ten champions Illinois, and going up against Morehead State. This is definitely one of the better Illinois teams that we've seen in a while. Since the 2021 team, the past two teams have been but with the help of Terrence Shannon and Marcus Damask and the rest of the Illini players, Illinois got it in this one.
Yeah, I feel like you have to go with Illinois. I mean, they
Exactly.
they just won the Big Ten championship. They've been looking good all year.
Yep. And then this next one, and this is another big pick I'm going to make right here. Drake takes on Washington State.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Drake with you as well. I mean,
Yes.
there's been so many upsets in the past. It's got to happen, and I think Drake actually has it in the bag for Washington.
I would have to agree with you on that. Ian Drake, a well-loaded team out of the Missouri Valley Conference, 28-6 this year. Watch out for Tucker DeVries, man. He was supposed to be the talk last year of the tournament, but nope. The Miami's full court press got to them in that first round game. Drake gets the revenge this time. So Drake takes down Washington State, and let's just say I'm not quite done with them yet.
Yeah,
Next up, Iowa State and South Dakota State.
that,
Again, another
that's a
no-brainer.
no-brainer.
That's another no-brainer. Iowa State. Now, to the second round of the East bracket. I'm going to take UConn to beat Northwestern in the second round.
Okay, I am actually having Northwestern upsetting UConn. Like you said,
That
Northwestern's just really, really good in the tournament. I think they're going to come alive and make a big name for themselves, taking down the number one seed.
exactly. I mean, you never know. You never know with this tournament and stuff, but I'm going to play it safe and go with UConn. I like your pick right there of taking Northwestern. Next up, I will have San Diego State and Yale. You know what? Keep it going, Yale. Keep it going, Yale.
Oh, wow, okay.
Keep it going.
Yeah, so here I got San Diego State and Auburn. I am going to have to go with San Diego State moving on and playing Northwestern.
Consider that the run that San Diego State had last year, that is possible.
Yeah,
Yep. BYU and Illinois. Again, I'm going with Illinois.
yeah, that's what I got as well. I'm going with Illinois over BYU.
Yep. Now, I didn't say I was done with Drake because they ain't done. I got Drake in the Sweet 16. Big pick, but I am going with Drake in the Sweet 16.
Nice. Yeah, I got Iowa State just doing their thing. I think that they're
Yep.
gonna take down Drake and yeah, they'll be playing Illinois in my Sweet 16.
Yep. Drake's not Drake. Iowa State's been riding high, making some noise in the Big 12 tournament, upsetting Houston. And that game wasn't even close.
Not one bit.
But we'll see what happens. And then the Elite Eight. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, not the Elite Eight. In the Sweet 16, I will take UConn to beat Yale. I mean, UConn, again, with how loaded they are. I mean, there's no way they're going to lose that early.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Northwestern and San Diego State, and
I like that. I like that.
I have Northwestern going on a high roll and moving on.
Ian showing love to Northwestern. Let's go.
Pretty rare, but man, when they're in the tournament, they always look good.
And the year they made it in 2017, they almost beat Gonzaga. Last year they gave UCLA some hell. Third time's the charm, as they always say.
Exactly.
Not saying they're going to win it all, but they could be one of those dangerous Cinderella teams.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the team that I have coming out of the East region is UConn.
Okay. Yeah. So I got. Wait, did you said
Yeah,
for
in the
which
Elite
one?
Eight. So yeah, I had UConn in the Elite Eight, and then I have them beating Illinois in the Elite Eight.
Okay. Yeah, I have Northwestern and Illinois in the Elite Eight, and I have Illinois winning.
I like that. I like that. Illinois is hot, Ian. They're hot. They've been hot all year. I love it. A lot
Yes,
of
sir.
people too are thinking Illinois can make a run to the Final Four, and you know what? It's possible.
Yeah, really is.
Yep. Next up, to the South region, Houston takes on Longwood. Houston and that stingy defense, man.
Yep.
Do not sleep on Houston in this tournament.
Yeah. I mean, Houston's they came into the Big 12 and they came in with a
Exactly.
vengeance.
Lived up to the hype in the Big 12. They were well battle tested because the Big 12, they're no slouch when it comes to their sports. And Houston definitely stepped up to the challenge. And I think they have a really good shot to potentially win it all. They could be one of the favorites.
Yeah, I think so.
And Houston will take on Nebraska or Texas A&M. You know what? Go Big Red.
Sorry, buddy. I'm going Texas
Oh,
A&M.
I hate you so much.
I can't show love to everybody in the Big Ten.
I know. I'm just horsing around, man. But consider the season that Nebraska had with ranked Mass, Keisei Tamanaga, who I call Japanese Steph Curry because that guy could shoot lights out.
Hmm.
Tamanaga is going to put on a show in this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Next one. Another upset I have in mind. Wisconsin takes on James Madison. I'm going with James Madison.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going Wisconsin. I mean, they balled out against Purdue. I mean,
Yep.
they just look so damn good. I think they're going to be on a high streak right now.
Well, it obviously depends on what kind of Wisconsin team shows up because remember they had themselves a rough stretch in the month of February. So if Wisconsin can keep it up, they will do it. But James Madison's been one of those strongest teams all year, 31-3. So I'm going to go with James Madison. They've been impressive all year. I Again, it's March Madness, anything can go, but I am rolling with James Madison to take down the Wisconsin Badgers.
All right. Yeah,
Next
I got
one.
Wisconsin.
Nice. Next one, Duke and Vermont. You got to go
Duke.
Duke.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
Duke.
silly question.
Yep. Here's another good one. Texas Tech takes on red hot NC State. NC State is coming off the ACC tournament championship. I like NC State in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with NC State. They looked so good against North Carolina. They blew them away in that game. It was unbelievable. So, yeah, I got North Carolina State.
Nice. Next one. Kentucky takes on Oakland.
Kentucky.
Exactly, UK. I mean, you can't stop UK in their red hot shooting. A lot of people are thinking Kentucky can make it to the Final Four. We'll obviously see what happens, but Kentucky could be one of those teams you don't want to sleep on.
Exactly.
Yep. The next one. Florida takes on the winner of Boise State and Colorado. Obviously, Boise State and Colorado will be the play-in game, so
I think Boise's going to win it. I think
I
Boise's going to win that game, and I think they're going to beat Florida.
I actually agree with you on that, Ian. Whoever wins Boise State and Colorado, I will pick as that winner.
Yep.
So yeah, what we're going with, whoever wins that game and stuff over Florida.
Okay.
Yep. Next up, Marquette and Western Kentucky. Marquette.
Yeah, Marquette. That's a pretty easy one to take.
Sure, Marquette had a tough outing in the Big East championship game, but sometimes teams need that. Teams
Yeah.
need that. They're like, hey, we know what went wrong. Let's go, make some noise in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm sure teams really don't give a fuck if they win their conference tournaments. They just want to get into the NCAA tournament itself and, win some games and possibly win a national championship.
Right.
Yep. So anyway, on to the second round matchups of the South region. I love Nebraska, but yep, I got Houston beating them in the next round.
Yeah, I got Houston and Texas A&M, and I got Houston. Houston's just too damn good.
Yep. Too damn good, like you said. They adjusted well to the Big 12. They got a Baylor transfer. Baylor produces good players. I really like Houston's chances. Because everybody this year is looking at UConn. I'm like, you know what? I like to, go bold in some of these tournaments, and might not be one of those guys that picks UConn to win it all.
Yeah.
Next up, the battle of the Dukes. The James Madison Dukes takes on Duke. Duke.
Yeah, I got Wisconsin and Duke, and I got Duke moving on. They're just too good.
NC State takes on Kentucky. Sorry, NC State. But like we've said, Kentucky is too damn good.
I don't know, man. NC State, I got them moving on. I think that they're running off that high from
I
taking
know.
down North Carolina. I mean, dude, they looked incredible in that game.
And that game wasn't really that close, too.
No, not one bit. They dominated throughout that whole game. They're on that high right now. I think they're going to be moving on, beating Kentucky.
And if you watched that their semifinal game, they had to heave up a prayer to force overtime and it went in. And then they just win by 8 in overtime. Like that overtime game against Virginia in the semifinals wasn't even close.
Right.
And then obviously Marquette is the safe option to win in their second game.
Yeah, I got
Like
Boise beating
you got
Marquette.
Boise. How much did Nick
Yeah.
pay you for that?
I don't know, man. This is March, man. We see some wild shit. I think Boise's gonna
Well, we
ball out
saw
again.
plenty of wild shit last year too, and especially the year before. And like I said, we watched this tournament long enough to know, yeah, it's nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing safe.
Nope. And then yeah. So for the next matchups, I'm gonna have Houston beating Duke.
Same here.
Yep. And you know what, Ian? For you, Kentucky and Marquette, I'm gonna go with the Wildcats.
All right. I got NC State and Boise. NC State, man. I got them moving on. They look so
I
good.
love it, Ian. You know what? I love it. I love it. You know what? I did not. We were not making the same picks on this show because we'd be crazy. You know, it's what we think. You know, it's what could happen. Like you said, it's March.
Yep. I think NC State is going to be the underdog dream team this year that everyone's going to talk about.
I 100% agree with you. And you know, with how hot they got in this tournament, it's possible,
Yep.
or in their conference tournament. But yeah. And then for the Elite Eights, yeah, yeah, I have Houston coming out of that South region.
Yep. I have Houston breaking the dreams of all the NC State fans.
That's totally fine, man. Now to the Midwest region, and we start off with the team that you're representing right now, Purdue taking on Montana State and Grambling. Purdue will win.
It's so hard. It is so hard for me to do this. I can't. I mean, I gotta pick Purdue at least getting out of this first round.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be so nice to them come the second round.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say that, because they're gonna play either the winner of Utah or Utah State or TCU. I'm going with Utah State.
Yeah. Pencil me in for TCU.
Okay. Yeah, TCU, their basketball team has been on a serious rise lately.
Yeah.
Gonzaga takes on McNeese. I'm going with the Zags.
Gonzaga. Yeah.
Now, this next one, a banged up Kansas team takes on Samford. Buckyball. Buckyball and Samford. I am going hard on Samford.
Okay. Yeah. I got Kansas. I think they can still pull it out of their ass.
This next one, Oregon and South Carolina. The Ducks just won the Pac-12 tournament. I'm going with the Quackers, man.
Yeah. Me too.
You want to talk about more upsets. This is another good one right here. Next one, Creighton and Akron. Creighton.
Yeah. You got to go Creighton.
Texas takes on either Virginia or Colorado State. I'm going with Texas.
Same here.
And now this next one, is this potentially one of those 2 and 15 upsets? Tennessee, who lost early in the SEC tournament, takes on the team that pulled one of the ultimate Cinderella runs a couple years ago, St. Peter's. Ooh, this is a tough pick, man. really tough pick because this ain't no guaranteed dub.
No, it isn't. But man, I gotta go St. Peter's. St. Peter's is just they ball out in the tournament, and I think this is going to be one of the biggest upsets in the tournament right here.
I'm going to play it safe and go with Tennessee, but you know what? I love being wrong sometimes. So if St. Peter's wins, they wins. I honestly don't have Tennessee. I'm not going to have Tennessee going that far. This is obviously a way different St. Peter's team than it was 2 years ago, but that team's like, hey, we saw what they did. Let's do it again.
Exactly.
Now, for the next games in the Midwest, Purdue takes on Utah State. I'm going with Purdue.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about kicking them out of the second round, but I'm going to have them take down TCU.
And then they'll play the winner of Gonzaga or Sanford. I'm picking Gonzaga to go to the Sweet
Yeah.
16.
And I got Gonzaga and Kansas, Pat. Like you said, they're a little bit banged up. Going to be tired after this game. I'm going Gonzaga.
Yep. And you know what? Well, actually, we'll come back to that later. Oregon and Creighton. You know
I'm
what?
going Ducks, man.
You're going with the Ducks.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Considered. You know what? You want to talk about Cinderellas? Oregon.
Yep.
Final year of the Pac-12. You know, we saw what they did in the college football playoff. Why don't you do the same shit in the NCAA tournaments?
Yeah, go out strong.
Yep. Tennessee and Texas. I'm taking Tennessee to win. Ian, does St. Peter's pull off the win over Texas?
They do not. I think Texas is way too strong. They're going to have that victory over Tennessee, but they won't be able to come over Texas. So, yeah, I got Texas moving on against Oregon.
I like that. I like that. And then in that Sweet 16, I'm going to take Purdue to beat Gonzaga.
This is when it all comes to an end. Gonzaga over Purdue. Hate to say it.
I respect that, Ian. I respect that, Ian. And then Oregon and Tennessee, you know what? Keep it going, Ducks. Keep it going, Ducks.
Yeah, I like that. I got Oregon over Texas.
Yep. And then for my Elite Eight, I'm gonna have Purdue beating the Ducks. Oregon's
right.
dream season's gonna come to an end.
Yeah, mine is Gonzaga over Oregon. It all
Nice.
comes down for the Ducks.
Yep. Now to the West region. Now, obviously, I got all one seed so far in my Final Four. Well, that's about to change for the West region. And we'll obviously cross that bridge when we get down the line. First and foremost, North Carolina takes on the winner of Howard and Wagner. UNC, no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got North Carolina.
Next up, Mississippi State and Michigan State. Sparty, man. Sparty.
Yeah, you know
Michigan
what?
State's
I'm going
late.
Mississippi State. I think Michigan State plays some sloppy ball.
That's true, but, Michigan State, they don't mess around when they get in the tournament, no matter what their record is.
Yeah.
They don't mess around. So I'm going to take the Spartans to win. Another good 5-12 matchup. Grand Canyon and St. Mary's.
I'm picking. I'm picking St. Mary's as well.
Yep, St. Mary's. Alabama and Charleston. Hate that team, but
Bama's good. Bama's good at basketball now.
unfortunately. Now, this next one, you want to talk about this team. New Mexico and Clemson. Give me New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm going New Mexico. They're sneaky.
Yep. Baylor and Colgate. Give me the Bears.
Baylor, that's an easy one.
Baylor's another team that could, make some serious noise in this tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
They always do.
Yep. Dayton and Nevada. Give me Nevada.
All right, I'm picking Dayton for that one.
Nice. Arizona, Long Beach State. Arizona.
Arizona's looked good all year.
To the second round, North Carolina takes on Michigan State. UNC, no brainer.
Yeah, I got UNC against Mississippi State. UNC over that one.
Alabama and St. Mary's.
I got St. Mary's.
You
Moving
know what,
on.
Ian? I will agree with you on that. I'm going to take St. Mary's as well.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
St. Mary's is always that one, sneaky team that nobody can just stand when it comes to this tournament.
Exactly.
And then New Mexico and Baylor. I'm going with the Bears.
Yep, gotta go with Baylor. That's what I'm doing.
And then Nevada and Arizona. You know what, Ian? Give me Nevada. Give me the Wolf Pack.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I got Dayton.
Arizona's always known to choke in the tournament no matter what seed they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Dayton and Arizona. I got Arizona moving on. There's
Nothing
too
wrong
good.
with that. Yep. And then in the Sweet 16, I have UNC and St. Mary's. I have to go with the Tar Heels.
See, we got the same one, but I'm going with St. Mary's.
Oh, look at you, Ian. Look at you. Okay. Okay.
I want to see a hot streak out from them.
Don't we all? And then Baylor and Nevada. Give me Baylor.
I got Baylor and Zona. I'm going with Baylor.
Nice. Now, our final fours are all set. UConn takes on Baylor. Again, UConn, I'm going to have them in the national championship. And
Yeah,
then,
I'm going with my final four is Baylor and Illinois and
okay,
Houston and Gonzaga.
okay,
I'm gonna take Baylor over Illinois.
good choice. So you have Baylor, and then you said you have Houston and Gonzaga in the next matchup.
Yep, I am gonna go with Gonzaga over Houston.
Wow, I love this one, Ian. That's a good one that you have. Illinois
Yeah,
and wait,
so it's gonna be Baylor and Gonzaga
I'm
for
sorry,
the
Baylor and
national champ.
Gonzaga. A rematch of the 2021 national championship. I love it, Ian. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I got Houston beating UConn again. Houston, they've had some great runs and stuff in the past. They've made, multiple Final Fours without winning a national championship. I think this is the year for Houston.
All right. So
And if we're
what's your
wrong,
championship? What's your
right?
championship matchup?
Houston and UConn.
All right.
Now, the reason why I have Houston is because, like I said, they've come so close, and we haven't seen a repeat since 06-07 with Florida.
Right.
So, yeah, I have UConn going far, but again, everybody is going to be riding UConn a lot. I'm going to be one of those guys and says, you know what? Let's mix it up a little bit.
All right. So Pat,
It's the beauty of
who
March
is
Madness, baby.
who is your champion?
Houston.
Houston. All right. I am going with the Baylor Bears.
I love it, Ian. I love it.
They won when they won the national championship a few years ago. That's who I picked on my bracket, so I hope it happens again.
That's right. You did. Yep. And I remember we all thought we had the right. Nope. 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 Nope.
Yep.
Yep. I'm excited for this tournament, Ian. I don't know about you.
Dude, I am stoked. This is one of my favorite times of the year right here.
I don't care if my bracket burns down early. I'm ready for this tournament.
Yeah, I just at least want to see Purdue make it out of the first round.
Don't we all?
Well, everyone except Purdue fans, because for some reason now we're the most hated school.
No. No.
For basketball, yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure. Football. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't care about us for football.
Right. All right. Well, anyway, that will do it for our bracket show, Ian. And once again, I'm excited. This is going to be a great tournament.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be lots and lots of fun.
Which leads us to our big three. Big three is our big three best tournament upsets.
Well, my first upset is North Texas over Purdue a few years ago, and then St. Peter's over Purdue, and then Farley Dickinson over Purdue. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean those are pretty good, upsets picks. Well, especially for Farley Dickinson, they're the only second 16. They're only the second 16 seeded team to pull that upset in the tournament, which obviously leads me to my big three, where the first 16 seed pulled the upset, UMBC upsetting 1-seeded Virginia in the 2018 NCAA tournament.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And then, you were talking about, St. Peter's and stuff. A lot of people are sleeping on Florida Gulf Coast from 2013, who made it all the way to the Sweet 16 as a 15-seeded team.
Right. Yeah, that was huge.
Yep. And then, my last one, Villanova taking down Georgetown in 1985.
I like it.
That will always be, one of the greatest upsets in tournament history.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yep. Now, our plays of the week. On the fantastic and boneheaded side, Ian, what are your plays?
Well, kind of slow with sports right now and everything, so I don't know if I would call this a play. Well, I guess it was playing with our hearts, but my bonehead is Ryan Poles trading Justin Fields for a bag of chips.
We will touch on all that football stuff next week, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's my bonehead, just saying. And my fantastic is just all the other pickups that the Bears have made the past few weeks. Gotten a few great wide receivers, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, the return for Fields was, I'm like, Poles, really?
5th and 6th round pick for a guy that we traded up for in the first round.
Exactly. But obviously we'll touch on more of that next week as we talk about the tournament, that, and baseball. But let's go on to my fantastic and bonehead play of the week. We're going to go back to Yale, who hit a buzzer beater to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. March is officially here when you see shit like that happen.
Absolutely, man.
Yep, it was great, super crazy game. Came down to the end. I love it. And my bonehead play of the week on Nebraska choking it away in the Big Ten semifinals. Sure, they're in, but hopefully you can get that shit out of the way.
Yep, they got to get it all together. That's why I do not have them beating Texas A&M.
Should be a fun tournament, though. Nebraska is a hit or miss team sometimes when it comes to playing.
Absolutely, brother.
And that wraps up the show. Yet another good episode of the Codo's Mojo in the books.
Yep, I cannot wait for this weekend.
Yep. Next week on the show, we're either going to be happy or shredding up our brackets.
Yep, we shall see.
Yep. We'll talk about that, NFL offseason moves, and baseball starts next week. You and I are attending the White Sox home opener on the 28th.
Yeah, that is coming up pretty damn quick.
Yep, we got the Cubs game the following week. Shohei Ohtani will be in town.
Yeah, he will.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Codo's Mojo. We will see you next time.